Hi students, welcome to today's video. In the last video we have discussed the increment and decrement operators and its different notations also. We know that increment operator will increase the value of the variable by 1 and the decrement operator will decrease the value of the operand by 1. Two different notations are there, postfix and prefix. Postfix notation means the operator will come after the operand. For example, A++. A++ is an example of postfix notation. Minus A is an example of prefix notation. We have seen some examples also. We can start with the examples. So you can open the page number 85. In the page number 85 there are some examples. We can solve all those examples one by one. So if we consider the first example, it is example 7. If x is equal to 48, find the value of x is equal to x plus x. So I can write the example. X is equal to x plus x. So we can solve where the value of x is 48. So we know that x plus is a postfix notation. So which rule will be followed? The use then change rule will be followed here. So first of all we can use the value of x, which is 48. Then what happens after using the value of x? The value of x will be updated. So in the beginning the value of x is 48, as you know. So after performing this operation, means here it is postfix notation, so it will follow the use then change rule. So before changing we can use the value of x, which means we can use the current value of x before changing. So what is the current value? 48. So we have used then we are going to change. So change means from 48, because of the increment operator, it will increment it to 49. So now the value of x is 49, then this plus operator, then coming to this operation plus x. We know that the operator is before the operand, so it is prefix notation. For prefix notation, change then use rule will be followed. Means first it will, before using it will change the value of x, means from 49 it will increment it to 50. So after first we have incremented, then after increment we can use the value of x, means the current value of x will be used here, which means 50 will be used here. So what will be the answer? 50 plus 48, 90 will be copied to x. So x will be 98. So we have solved. Next we can do the example 8. Here you can see this is the example. X is equal to 2. So find the value of x where x is equal to plus x. So this is a prefix notation, as you know, then plus x plus, so postfix notation, then plus 7. So we can solve this one. So equal to, so we can write the value of x first. So what is the value of x? In the beginning value of x is 2. So this one is the prefix notation. So for prefix notation, which rule will be followed? change then use rule will be followed. So before using the value of x, the value of x will be changed to 3. Then now it is changed, then we can use the current value of x, which is 3. Then 3 plus, then x plus plus. So x plus plus is the postfix notation. So use then change rule will be followed. So we can use first. So what is the value, current value of x? That is 3. So 3 we can use here. Then after using, the value of x will be incremented to 4. Then this plus x. So 7 plus 3 plus 3, that is 13. X is equal to 13. So this is the second example, means the example 8. So we got 13. Then we can discuss example 9. Here x has the value 2, x is equal to 2. Then we have to find the value of y, where y is equal to x plus 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 minus minus x. So how can we solve this? So we can write the value of x first. Value of x is, initial value of x is 2. Then x plus plus, coming to the expression, that is x plus 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 minus minus x. So x plus plus means a postfix notation. So here use then change rule will be followed. So before incrementing, the value of the current value of x will be used, which means that is 2. Then after using, we will increment the value, that will be 3. Then use this plus operator, then minus minus x. So this is the prefix notation. Also the value of x will be decremented. So which rule will be followed? Change then use rule will be followed. So before using the value of current value of x, the value of x will be decremented, means from 3 it will decremented to 2. Then this is the current value, 2 is the current value. So we have changed, then going to use the current value of x. So the current value of x is 2. Then we can use 2 here. Then the answer will be 4. So y will get the value 4. So next example, example 10. So here the value of x is 2, the initial value of x is 2. What we want to find out? Which y is equal to x plus 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 minus minus x into 8. This we need to find out. Then x plus plus means it is the postfix notation. So use then change rule will be followed. So use then change rule means before incrementing or before changing, we can use the value of x, which is 2. Then after using that 2, it will be incremented to 3. So see, 2 is using here, but the current value of x is 3. Then this plus operator. So we have used the value of x, then updated to 3, then this plus operator, then coming to next operation, that is minus minus x, which means prefix notation. Prefix increment notation means here the change then use rule will be applied. Means before using, the value of x must be changed. So here is decrement operator. So the value of x will be 2. Then this 2 we can use here, then multiplied by 8. So here the multiplication operation will be performed first. So it will be 8 into 2, that is 16, then 16 plus 2, that is 18. We can check the result. So 18 will be copied to y. So we can discuss the 11th example. So here value of x is 5. Then find the value of y. Y is equal to x plus x multiplied by x plus plus. So here is equal to, we know the value of x is 5. So current value of x will be used here, which is 5. Then plus x. This is the prefix notation. So which rule will be followed? Change then use rule will be followed. So after changing, which means the value of x will be changed to 6. After changing, we can use the value of x, which is 6. Then 6 multiplied by x plus plus. This is the postfix notation. So for postfix notation, use then change rule will be applied. So now we can use the current value of x, that is 6. Then after using, the value of x will be updated to 7. Then 5 plus 6 into 6, that is 36. So answer will be 41. Then we can discuss the next example. So this is the last example. So we can discuss this also. So the initial value of x is 5. Then we have to find out x plus is equal to so we can write one more time, x is equal to 5. Find the value of x plus is equal to x plus multiplied by x plus plus. So this we need to solve. So here we can write the value of x. So x plus equal to, so this is the assignment operator, means this is the shorthand, this is the shorthand assignment operator. So we can rewrite it as x is equal to x plus multiplied by again x plus plus. So this we need to solve. So x will be x, current value of x is 5. Then again we are using x, then 5, then plus, then x plus plus. Here the postfix notation, so we can directly use the value of x, that is 5, then we will increment to 6, then multiplied by again x plus plus. Here again postfix notation. So now first we can use the value of x, which is 6. Then after using, we can it will update it to 7. So what will happen? 5 plus 6 into 5, 30. So 5 plus 5 plus 30 will be 40. So 40 will be the answer. So I hope you could understand. Then we can discuss conditional operator. So we have learned this conditional operator when we learned the different forms of operator. So which are the forms of operator? Binary operator, means binary operator will deals with 2 operand. Then ternary operator. Ternary operator means ternary operator will deals with 3 operands. Here you can see the conditional operator is also called a ternary operator because it has 3 operands. Its syntax is Boolean expression, question mark, expression 1, full colon, expression 2. This is the syntax of using conditional operator. Here you can see some examples. 6 greater than 4. This is the Boolean expression. Why it is known as the Boolean expression? Because the result of 6 greater than 4, that will be true. Because we know that 6 is greater than 4. So the result of this Boolean expression will be true. So based on the result of this Boolean expression, we will decide, or this conditional operator will decide its output. If this Boolean expression is true, 9 will be the output. If this Boolean expression is false, 7 will be the output. Here 6 greater than 4 is true, so 9 will be the output. Here you can see 6 greater than 4 is true, so 9 will return, means the result will be 9. Similarly, 12 less than 4, that is false, so 0 will be returned, as you can see here. So these are the examples of conditional operator. Then one example is written here. It is write a program to find the larger of two variables using conditional operator. So this program, using this program, we can check which variable has a largest value among two variables. Here two variables are here. So among these two variables A and B, we can find which one has the largest value. Here you can see B has the largest value, so the output must be B. So here we are declaring a third variable, its name is max. So max is equal to A greater than B, question mark A full colon B. Here we know this condition, this relational expression, or this Boolean expression is false, because A has the value 7 and B has the value 13. So it is written that A greater than B, that is actually false. So which value will be the output? B will be the output. So the value of B will be copied to the variable max. Then it is printing. Using the println functions, we are printing the value of the variable max. That's why it is written max number is plus max. So here the value of max will be printed, means 13. Here you can see the output, max number is equal to 13. So we can do a program. So we are opening BlueJ. Then we are creating the new project. So you can write here project 1. So the project 1 will be the project, in the name of project 1 will be created. Here you can see project 1. Then we can simply give a class name which will be program 1. Program 1. So that program is created. Then we can open the class file. See, in this class file we can delete all the statements except this public class program 1. So we have deleted all this. Then we are declaring the main method, public static void main. That main method we need to declare public static void main string args. See, here you can see S of the string is capital, string args. Then in the beginning also we can add this brace, otherwise at the end we may forget to add. One more advantage is we can compile after writing each line. That is the advantage of adding all the braces, means closing all the opened braces in the beginning also. Println largest number is equal to. So I am going to compile this one. So we can compile. See, because I have closed all the braces. See, if I am not closing these braces, what will happen? I cannot compile. It will show error messages. That's why I recommend to close all the opened braces in the beginning already. So what is the advantage? You can compile and execute whatever you have written. So up to this code there are no error. So what we can do here, our program is to find the largest of two number. So here we can declare an integer variable a, let it be float variable. We have seen of integer type. So float 3.5 f. Float a is equal to 3.45 f. Then one more variable we can declare, float b is equal to 5.6f. So we can compile. So there is no error in the declaration of variables and initialization also. Then here we need to use the conditional operator. So we can declare one more variable, float large. Float lar is equal to, so here directly we can apply the conditional operator. So we have to write the conditional expression or the Boolean expression first. So for writing we can use the opening and closing bracket. So a greater than b, I am writing here a greater than b, Boolean expression, then question mark. Then based on the result of this Boolean expression we can decide the output. Here we can either write a is largest. A is largest, then full colon. Otherwise what will happen? It is the expression 1, as we can see in the, see here you can see Boolean expression, expression 1, expression 2. So we have written the Boolean expression. This is the Boolean expression, isn't it? So we have written the Boolean expression. Then expression 1 we are writing here, that is a is largest. Then expression 2 we are going to write here. What is expression 2? B is largest. So we have written expression 2 also. Then we can compile. So we got errors. Incompatible type, bad type in conditional expression. Means here we are copying this value. See, a is largest to the variable lar, isn't it? Lar is equal to a square. A is largest and b is largest. So this variable float must be of type string. That is the error. So this is how we can find out error. Then we can compile now. So we got a no syntax error message. Got it? Then we don't need this argument. So instead of this argument, we can print the value lar. Got it? Then we can compile again. So our program is completed. So here what will happen? Here I have declared two float variables. Float a is equal to 3.5f, b is equal to 5.6f. So here we know that 5.6 is the largest number, which means the variable b has the largest number. So then coming to the next line, we are declaring a variable lar of the type string. Why we have declared it as string? Because we are copying a string value here. These are the two string value. Either a is largest will be copied to this variable, or b is largest. This string will be copied to the variable. The result is depend on this Boolean expression. So here we can check a greater than b. So a greater than b is true or false? A greater than b is false because a has a lesser value than b. So the result of this expression is false. So what will happen if it is false? The second expression, this expression will be the output. Means b is largest. This string will be copied to the variable lar, isn't it? Then we are printing the value of lar, that is system using the print function system.out.println. Then we can execute this program. So we have compiled, we got a no syntax error message. Then so here by right clicking on this class file we can see the void main. So by clicking on the void main, it will a method call window will come. Method call, in this the method call dialog box we can click OK. So we got the b is largest. Got it? Then in the program we can change the value to 3.5 to 8.5. So what will happen? So now a greater than b is true. So it will print a is largest, isn't it? So we can check. So it is printing a is largest. This is the previous output. This is a is largest. That is the latest output. So we got a is largest. You don't need to consider this one. This is the previous output. So A is large. I will show you one more time. So see, we're giving the output A is largest. So this is how we can use the conditional operator. I hope you don't have any doubt. Then next we can learn precedence and associativity. So precedence and associativity means, see, in Java we are using variety of operators. So suppose if all these operators comes in a single expression, what will happen? If all these operation comes in a single expression, the compiler will be confused, isn't it? So to avoid that confusion, in Java we have assigned a priority to each operator. Precedence means we actually preset the priority of each operators. For example, in Max you can the BODMAS rule. What is BODMAS rule? If in a single expression, if there are multiple operators, so depend on the priority of each operator, the operations will be performed. For example, in this expression, A is equal to 5 plus 6 into 3, isn't it? So here, as you know, 6 multiplied by 3 will be performed first, because this multiplication operator has the highest priority than this addition operator. So 6 multiplied by 3 will be performed, then we will get 18. So 18 will be added with 5. So the result will be 23, isn't it? So if we perform 6 plus 5, it will be 11, and 11 will be multiplied by 3. That is wrong actually, isn't it? 6 multiplied by 3 must be performed first. What it means? Here the multiplication operator has the highest priority. So similarly in Java also priority is there, priority with each operator. So that is known as the precedence. Then associativity means, suppose in an expression there will have different operators. So we will evaluate these operators based on its associativity. Here you can see in this table the associativity of each operators are different. So for brackets, let it be square brackets or rounded brackets, the associativity is left to right. Then what about increment and decrement operator? The associativity is from right to left. So based on the type of operators, the associativity is different. For some operators the associativity is left to right, and for some other operators the associativity from right to left. Here you can see in this table all the operators are here in this table, so you can check the associativity and the precedence of all operators. So this here you can see here the relational operators are here. So the associativity of relational operator is left to right. And what about the precedence? Precedence is 6. So depend on the operator, the associativity and precedence are varying. Students, if you want to do programs, so those who don't have computer, you can go with the online Java compiler. I am in the comment box, I am attaching the link for a Java Doodle, so you can practice Java programs online.